All right, yeah, it's been a while, man. A lot of
Yeah,
crazy stuff happening. Just a lot of real life stuff, wife and kids, and
yeah,
mostly the kids. They
understandable.
just need the littlest one to sleep through the night. We'll be fine. Just need the littlest one to sleep through the night. We'll be
Yeah,
fine. But yeah, have it's been a while. There's been a lot and a little all going on at once in Destiny 2. Episodes pretty much tanked just like everyone expected. This newest one, Heresy, or the final one, it's been great. People have been loving it, but there's a lot of dropped balls. This was the perfect opportunity to release a taken subclass, and unless Bungie's got some else up their sleeve, then this was just they put in all this effort to make all these quote unquote abilities when they could have put all that into actually giving us the subclass we've been asking for since Destiny 1. But
mm-hmm.
on top of that, the Will Breaker, the sword we were forging, doing everything basically like an exotic quest, this awesome weapon that we're reforging, used it in the story, and yeah, we're not getting it as a weapon. That was the perfect opportunity to give us the first exotic primary ammo sword, or first kinetic slot sword, or something like that. Something like that to make the Will Breaker just amazing. They could have done something like that, they didn't. Another drop ball, unless of course they come out with something to surprise us. The story for this sorry, I had to adjust my mic. The story for this
Yeah, a lot
episode's
better.
been
Now you sound
great.
better.
Yeah, the story for this episode's been great, but yeah, the gameplay stuff, the missed opportunities, it's kind of killing me, and kind of the forced. I'm not gonna say forced, but no, I'll hold off on that. People like Eris Drifter, I do too. I feel like they leaned a little hard on that, but yeah, I get it. Drifter's redemption story. So, but yeah,
I mean, he's hasn't been. Yeah,
yeah,
what?
but
That's what I kind of led, pretty much led to my little disdain for it when the last time we spoke about how we're gonna feel about Heresy. I'm like, it's just gonna be another Hive story number 343, and Eris is gonna do her thing, Drifter's gonna do his thing, and Sabatoon's gonna act is gonna be in a corner acting very sneakily, and Civil Reps was gonna yell, "Oh wait,
yeah, no, there were
oh
some
wait,
there were some cool
yeah."
moments from Heresy. Don't get me wrong. Like it was cool hearing Drifter do his jank version of Hive magic, and he's trying to do it, and Eris, when she does it, it sounds all proper and cryptic and whatnot, and Drifter's like stumbling over his words, and he just like it sounds like Hive magic with duct tape, and it worked, and it was perfect. Um,
I mean, and that's basically his MO with for 90% of his involvement with anything involving the dark.
mm, um,
That's
so yeah, that was pretty cool. Eris getting her own throne world. I think a lot of us suspected that already. Kind of knew that was going to happen from the get go. It'd be surprising if she
oh
didn't.
no. If you follow the Destiny story close enough, nothing that Heresy showed should have surprised you.
No, nothing was surprising. It was fine story wise, but one
Yeah, it
one
was
point of
fine.
one point of contention I got into flame war again. I know I shouldn't do it, but there was when we were talking
Don't
about the
feed the
ending
trolls.
when we destroy the Echo of Oryx, and Oryx is basically saying just kill me, dude. I don't want to be in this world. And for some reason, people seem to think that Sabathun wasn't gonna betray us. They were like, oh, we just pissed her off for no reason. We're like, do you actually think she was gonna not betray us or try to take over the Traveler or something again? And like, she clearly said we know she's the next threat, and people were like, oh, we just pissed her off, and there's no reason to do that. I'm like, well, first off, Oryx wanted to
Oh,
die.
come on.
Second off, yeah, she was gonna betray us. As soon as she got her siblings in order or got some new power to challenge us, she was gonna. Yeah, there was no way. But
Yeah, here's my like I wasn't and that little theory that you were that little flaming word you were getting to. I wasn't really thinking about that, but I wasn't her threat seemed a little hollow. Like, really, you're pissed off that your brother's dead? You,
mm-hmm.
who had zero, who had zero qualms of abandoning your hive worm so that we can shoot it out of a grenade launcher,
Mm-hmm.
and abandoning your little sister to be left to her own devices. She's homeless at this point, and you're not giving her a helping hand just because she's she's a temper tantrum. She's going through her temper tantrums.
Yeah.
You're pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. The I don't really buy into that whole revenge, and she's super angry at us.
I mean, I'm sure
I
she's
don't
gonna
buy it.
try. I'm sure she'll do something for revenge. I mean, she's still going after revenge after the one chick that betrayed them to begin with. So I'm sure if she wants revenge, she'll try to get it. I just don't think she'll be able to do it. Or
We're going to at some point, maybe not this upcoming year of Destiny, but in the next year, we might help that one hive at the hive witch that's in the pale heart of the traveler. We might help her take over the lucid hive, and now we have hive hive good guys.
hmm.
Essentially, have Luzaku, the hive wizard, that technically helps you in that one lost sector in the traveler, and
Yeah,
just have her be the new leader of the lucid hive.
yeah, it would be cool to
and
have
all we
like
and that
light high pantheon or something.
and all we have to do is kill Zavathun.
I mean, that's easy
And
enough.
I mean, we at this point we might as well just continue to end the bloodline.
We're going
Like
to. I don't know why they said they were finishing up all these. All they did was they left everything open still. Like the first episode they left open because Trick
Oh
just
no,
floated away.
the first episode leaving it open ended makes sense because there's barely anything for the Vex to begin with. So, and since Bungie is still struggling to have a definitive like it's anything a definitive anything with Vex, having the Vex have a central bad guy, as it were, in the form of Maya Sundaresh. So it makes with them makes perfect sense to
I
leave it
thought it
open ended.
I thought it made sense when you and I talked about it earlier on in the year. I thought about it, but as we've gone on, every single episode has been open ended when they said they're going to be closing all these things. So, yeah, I thought at first, yeah, the Vex thing would
Let's
make
be
sense,
honest, but
but they've all
yeah.
been open. They haven't closed anything. All they did was open up 3 new story ends. Now we're going into a 4th one, and nothing's been closed at all. Everything's still open. All we did was take out the
Well,
witness.
we took out the witness. There is no shadow of a doubt that now there's zero doubt that Oryx is dead this time around. No, Zivu Raf is homeless because she's literally locked out of her throne world. That means she can't revive if she dies.
Yep.
We give an irredeemable character a a redemption arc that she didn't need, which is Aramis. But that's more on the fact that Bungie
Yeah.
screwed up her introduction so badly that when they try to just go full on make her the the most despicable scumbag ever, they said, you know what, we screwed her over. Let's give her a redemption arc when we know that we know for a fact that she's the reason
She didn't
Amanda
deserve it, yeah.
Holiday is dead.
We know. But we talked about all that before. So now we're back. We're going into the new era of Destiny 2. We're going into a new story. They had the live stream earlier today, The Edge of Fate. This was the reveal. We know we obviously knew it was going to be 9 themed, but we kind of got some things confirmed to us over the year or from over the years. The 9 are basically the dark matter forces or the dark matter beings that are attached to the 8 celestial planets. They did not include Pluto and the Sun. So there's 9. So the 8 main planets and the Sun, each one is one of the 9. So what they're basically saying is that, yeah, Guardians have always made their own fate, but now there's some suggestion that maybe it's been the 9 guiding us, or the Nine who wanted us to create our own fate, and in that way they were guiding us somehow. They kind of talked around about that, but it sounds like the Nine are they've got some plan for us, and we're going to find out what that is. It looks like there's some alternate timelines that are going to be involved, some alternate dimensions, and it looks like maybe they may have been doing this to not just our dimension and timeline, but other timelines as well, and we're going to find out what it is that they've been doing.
And you can kind of they alluded to that, and it kind of just confirmed some of my long-standing theories that. And there has been like there's a lore tab somewhere in like Season of the Drifter and whatever that pretty much they flat out say that four members of the nine are the reason why the Red War happening,
Yeah,
because they're the reason that
they took down our satellite system.
yeah they took down the satellite system. They just poof them out of existence, and that's where that ties into the little voice line that in the in the in the CGI trailer back then, where like Ikora says there are no satellites. It's not because the Red Legion destroyed them all. It's because the Nine just said poof.
Yep. So that's where we're at with that right now. We got a lot of things coming up. What and I forgot. Edge of Fate is what's coming up next. What's the fucking no? Edge of Fate is that's the next thing coming out, or what? What is that?
That okay. So the new year, the year of
The
prophecy.
year
That's
is
what
called.
Bungie.
Okay, the year of prophecy.
The year of prophecy, which is what Bungie is calling it, is split into four separate releases.
All right.
Two of them being the big ticket items, the actual story expansions.
Yeah, they're breaking this stuff down into a lot of. I might just be too high for this too, but the Edge of Fate, it's what the main expansion is called, right? Or the first expansion.
Yeah, the year of prophecy as a whole. I got the little roadmap thing that they pulled up on my phone. Let's see, the Edge of Fate, which is the first half of the year of prophecy, which is what we're about to experience. It releases on July 15th of this year, 2025. Halfway through the Edge of Fate, we will experience our first the seasonal piece of seasonal content called Ash and Iron, which will be released in September 9th of 2025. And during the live stream, because there will be a live stream for Ash and Iron. Bungie will also start showing off the second half of the Year of Prophecy, which is going to be Destiny 2 Renegades.
Okay, I see.
Formerly known as codename Behemoth.
Yeah, I got to put up now. I got the thing. Okay. So yep, the Edge of Fate is going to be the next two little stories, the first half of the year, like you said, and then it'll be divided up into two stories.
It will be Renegades. Yeah, Renegades in December 2nd of 2025, and then to wrap up the Year of Prophecy, it will be the season called Shadow and Order, releasing in March of 2026.
Yep. So
just in time before people abandon this game
again
for GTA 6.
Yeah,
releasing 2 months later.
Yeah, I never got to get into GTA 5. I'm debating on 6 because there's already gonna be so many games I'm gonna want to play. But if Destiny 2 fucks up, I mean, I'm gonna be on GTA 6. We'll see. It's also it's also a money hog, and I'm not trying to spend a bunch of money on it too.
I mean, that depends on that depends if I'm pretty sure GTA Online Part 2 is going to be available on GTA 6. The question is when.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's going to be available on day one. It should, but I don't think it will.
Yep.
I think they're going to let the game ride out on its own as a single-player video game. Maybe there's going to be some multiplayer, maybe 2-player co-op with the other protagonists. Maybe, I don't know. There's too many unknowns regarding GTA 6, but it will basically GTA 6 is the boogeyman of the video game world, where literally every single game developer from AAA to indie is basically trying to either try to get their games out the door and get as much money as they can before the black hole known as GTA 6 comes out, and basically they get into zero traction,
Yep.
zero money because everybody's too busy playing GTA 6, spending whatever amount of money they spend trying to get it.
Or afterwards, but
Yeah.
so yeah, that's what the roadmap's looking like for the next year. I just noticed something too. I don't know, and forgive me. You saw the live stream, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay, did they talk about, and maybe I just noticed this, I haven't seen anybody else talk about it. Did they talk about a special and a heavy gauge at all?
They in the live stream itself they did not.
Uh,
The whole you're talking about the special gauge that appears in certain Crucible maps, right?
no, no,
Well,
I don't know if this is, no, this isn't Crucible. I mean, it looks, okay, so what I'm seeing right now in the background, if, I don't know if you can see this, but if you're looking at the live stream, if you go to, there's some live gameplay, around 14, about 14:05 or so.
all
Here
right,
we go.
all right.
At
Give me
the
a second.
very,
Let me pull it up.
yeah,
Well,
I'm waiting for it to come up
keep going.
exactly. Here we go. Okay,
Yeah.
so at exactly 14:11, that's when the combat starts. At the very bottom of the screen, underneath the weapons, you got your, your primary weapon, your secondary, your heavy, and underneath there's one more gauge. Now that gauge has got a heavy and it's got a special meter, and it looks like they have added in a gauge to tell you when you're about to get more heavy or more special. So it's not random anymore. You can see how much you're getting. That's what that looks like. I don't remember them saying anything about that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Give me,
he just killed an enemy and the gauges are going up, and we know that to get ammo, you gotta kill enemies with weapons. Typically weapons. I don't know if they've changed that or not, but you gotta kill enemies, and that will depending on what you kill and how many, that will up your that'll up your gauge before you actually get a drop for special or drop for heavy, and that seems to be what that is.
Yeah, because here's the thing: the Bungie over the course of the years, beyond not beyond light, Lightfall and now with Final Shape, they've been testing in Crucible labs the concept of a special gauge because special weapon usage has been running rampant throughout trials and competitive and what have you. They've been testing this thing called the special gauge, where however you perform in Crucible, that increases a gauge that's similar to like most exotic. Certain exotics have like a meter that increases when you use it.
Yeah, and it would do the same thing.
They use the same thing, but for special weapons during the Crucible. If you get a multi kill, if you get a headshot kill, whatever, you get more points. Not only more super energy, but you also get special ammo. And eventually, once the meter is full, the game will just cash you out and give you like enough special ammo to land a kill or two in Crucible. Yeah. They've been testing it in Crucible labs, certain times in trials.
Well, it seems like
competitive.
Seems like we're getting it now because I'm looking right at it. It is.
Yeah, no, I just saw it right now because you told me. Yeah. Like, I was not expecting that. So,
all right, so
that seems to be.
Let me write this down.
Cool.
I didn't have that on my notes here.
Me neither. I wasn't even. I was like, cool. Like the more Destiny gameplay, cool.
All right, now before I start off, cause I'm gonna go off the list of stuff I wrote down for this, and we'll discuss it all afterwards. Like anything that we got. But I noticed something, and I hate the fact that this happens, but this is probably the easiest transition it's gonna be to go from a dead period. What I mean is, Destiny has got its transition periods. It's got its periods where the game is awesome, where there's all these new features and stuff, and of course it always declines. For better or for worse, Destiny always goes through the cycle. It goes from the absolute highest highs to the lowest lows, and it continuously repeats that cycle. Now, this last cycle is technically a low, even though the Final Shape was amazing. It was a great ending to the Light and Darkness saga. I really loved it. I was very surprised it did not sell better, but because of how bad Lightfall did, it sold terribly, apparently. So, for me, this transition is not that hard because I'm still enjoying myself. But it seems overall, it doesn't seem, the game overall has lost a ton of players, which I predicted would happen if it didn't sell well. But we have got a bunch of stuff coming up, so for me, this transition is going to be fairly easy. But it seems as though the Bungie curse is still in play. But we're going to see we're coming into a new era, so we're gonna pick up new players that are just curious about that. We're going to keep some. Some will return, but some are going to be gone no matter what. They're not gonna come back. Some might return for this, so now's a good time for Bungie to pick up some more players and to try to avoid the curse of giving us some good stuff and then fucking it up. Let's see if we can at least keep the bare minimum, and then give us a good high. You know what I'm saying? But that's something I thought about.
Yeah, I guess. Here's the thing: the final shape as from the campaign and maybe the dungeon, I mean, not the dungeon, the raid. That was the high. Now and the episodes were the lowest low.
Yep.
And for my personal perspective, it was the lowest low ever I have ever felt in a Destiny game in the Destiny period. I haven't felt this low in Destiny since me as a new light in Destiny 1 vanilla realized, oh, you need to play for this thing called Vault the Glass. You need five other people who are in your friends list. I need people to play this fucking game.
Yep.
Nah, fuck this. I ain't playing this anymore. And went back to another game that I will not be mentioning like a billion times during this little discussion.
Right.
Warframe.
So, so that's where we're currently at with that. So there's going to be a ton of new features coming in. Now I'm going to start with the, like we said, we're going into the year of prophecy. Some things I just kind of saw as I went through. We know we're going to be going up against the House of Exile. It seems to be a fallen house in this, and the planet Kepler. We know that the planet Kepler is tied to the Nine right now. It's like I guess, the halfway point between us and them at the moment. So a lot of stuff is going on there. That's the new location. It is going to be straight up Metroidvania. And as I say that, we're literally going through a pipe in a ball form right now. This is the matter ball form. This is going to be our new area power, I guess.
When they mentioned Metroidvania, I wasn't expecting them to just say, we're just going to grab Metroid Prime and just completely jack it completely.
Yeah, we're same as
we're not even
Electrified.
It's literally the same. It's just
Samus. This is
that we're just grabbing, according to the narrative lead that was in the live stream. We are literally grabbing the crystallized dark matter, which technically speaking we should not be able to see. Grab it and mix it with arc light to turn ourselves into the Metroid Morph Ball.
Yep. So that's going to be cool. It's going to help us. We're going to be able to upgrade it. There's going to be different world tiers, kind of like if you ever played the game Outrider, how it kind of had different world tiers as you kind of went through. You can go back and play it there harder.
Oh no, that's one of the few games that I managed to completely bring in a certain a friend of the channel known as Roadhouse. I was able to successfully bring him in, and we played the campaign together, and it was actually really cool. And I did enjoy Outriders a lot. I enjoyed the world tier system. So bringing the world tier system from Outriders and from other games like it, like I think Borderlands does something similar with the badass tiers. I think they're called. And I think Diablo uses the same system the world tiers were.
Yeah.
You start off at low level.
You can go through and ramp it up.
You level up the world tier. You increase the difficulty, and by extension you increase the rewards.
Yeah, beat the game and that made unlock the next highest one, play through it, and better loot.
You get better and better and better loot, more chances. And I do think that's the best way for you to incentivize people to play difficult content, because I think that's one of the main reasons Bungie has a difficulty issue, not because it's inherently difficult, it's because most people don't want to play difficult content because there's no reason to do it. Sure, there's adepts and like shiny versions of different guns, but how is the adept version of Fatebringer that much different from the now fully craftable Fatebringer that you can just craft whenever you want. How is that any different?
Well, that
Now
craftable
that
one just
now
came
there's
out more
different.
recently, though.
Yeah, but if you were to if you were to get if you were before the whole crafting thing, and you were managed to get the elusive Fatebringer roll from Vault of Glass 2.0, and you were compared with the time lost version or the adept version, besides adding in adept mods, what's the difference between the two of them? What's the main? Where's the hook? What's the thing that makes you say yes? I'm going to subject myself to to the master level version of Vault of Glass
Well, it was supposed to
to
be
get
the
this.
it was supposed to be the adept mods, but I think they kind of could have done a much better job with those. But I don't want to get too far off topic because we got a lot of points set on here. But yeah, the
Yeah.
armor tier or the world tier system and the armor tier system loot will get better as we go. It's no longer just going to be legendary drops. There are going to be 5 tiers of legendary. Tier 5 being the best, likely having the best stats. Speaking of armor, we're getting armor 3.0, which I am very excited about. This part I did wanted to make sure we got plenty of time because this part I do want to talk about a little bit. Armor 3.0 is looking pretty damn nice, and
Oh yeah, that.
where they're doing the rework on stats. So I'm curious to see what all the stats are going to end up doing. They did mention that stats will be able to go up to 200, and like every point past 200 or point past 100, you'll have a chance to get special effects. Like for every point past 100 in discipline, you got a chance to get an extra grenade charge. I can assume same for melee. We don't know what the rest of them do yet. Oh, I think there's like one more we know, but we're getting a total rework on that one. And
What
go ahead.
when they start announcing those little blog posts, maybe we can reconvene to talk about those little subjects because that will be a perfect time to to start discussing that because right now it's kind of like we know it's coming. There's gonna be like there's like maybe two. Edge of Fate is 2 months away. They have plenty of time and plenty of blog posts, plenty of twabs along the way. This is what the armor stats what these are what the armor stat values are gonna do at X level.
Yep, man, I cannot wait to see what those are too, so that I can start build crafter for that one. But on top of that, in Armor 3.0, I noticed a couple other things. One, we already knew something that we've been asking for a long time. We're going to be getting set bonuses for armor. They put out some examples already, and they look pretty good. And there is some real potential there. One, I noticed they had one of the foundries. I think they showed off the Hake what theirs were, which makes me think they're going to have all the basic foundries, so that could be pretty cool. Um,
Yeah.
but besides the armor they showed us, I mean, I got to thinking, if we're going to be getting it, I don't know if they're going to give it to all the armor. I know they're going to try to readjust the stats, but set bonuses for all the armor, or if they're going to go back and put them on some new ones we can re-earn. But imagine if they put set bonuses on the dungeon and raid armor, and instead of just making them work with just random mechanics in the raid, actually make them interact with the raid weapons to boost them in some way, like boost damage or do some extra effects. Then now you also give people a reason to go through and do raids, and you give raid armor an actual meaning to to grind for it other than just fashion. Now you have a reason to grind it, like
Um.
say you do King's
Be
Fall, like
well.
full King's
Yeah,
Fall
well.
set
Be
would increase its
be,
weapon damage or something.
well. They need to be significant bonuses because right now there's raid mods that only can be slotted into raid armor, but no one really uses that because the bonuses from the raid mods are negligible at best and kind of unnecessary sometimes unless you're doing some sort of a master level version or a contest mode or something similar to a contest mode version of of the raid. There's no reason for you to care about slotting in your raid mods. Like for example, I am currently on my Titan. Well, I'm in the game right now, and I have the helmet from Vow of the Disciple, and I can pretty much slot most of the mods in. And I got right, even though I have it on for the sake of having it on, but I don't really. really do the raid in that much.
Yeah, I'm hoping
While you
they.
while you're while you're while you have several stacks of pervading darkness, you deal increased weapon damage, and then this mod stacks with the other ones if you have multiple copies. That that could be moved to a set bonus, and Bungie needs to give us like an actual number, like this much percentage on a two-piece bonus, this much on a four-piece.
Yeah, yeah,
That
that'd be nice.
that could be something that they do to refresh the armor game for raids.
Yeah, like I said, if they do that, give them some good effects to work with the weapons, that'd be a great way to revitalize pretty much all the raids and dungeons. So we got that. Mods got or not mods, but armor can go up to 11 energy now. It looks like they've also got an additional slot. I can't tell that's just an artifice piece or not, but I got a piece up here on the screen. You can see it's a tier 5. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mods slotted in there. So don't know if that's meant to be an artifice slot or what.
You're talking about the auto rifle, right?
No, I'm looking at
The
leg armor.
leg armor. Yeah, I'm thinking that's one of the bonuses that of being a tier 5 armor piece. I think that's one of the benefits that Bungie's been mentioned. Like, yes, it's going to have it's going to be better because it's going to have more mod capacity. I do think that only one more mod capacity is a bit weak, though. I would say bump it to 15, and that will make it much more valuable.
No, it depends. Hold on. I got the video up. He's about to open up another one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is. There's no number on here, but I don't know if that's a set bonus or what. But this one's only got 1, 2, 3, 4 mod slots on it. So don't know how that's gonna
Yeah,
work yet, but we'll find that out later on. What else we got? Okay, so coming up here. Okay. We got something coming up here soon, and I want to get into that, but let me get through all the rest of the stuff that was there. Some of the stuff was kind of small when I get through it. We're going to be getting a rifle range. That's cool. We've been asking for that for a long time. We're getting a dedicated rifle range, or shooting range. It's going to be great. We're going to be
yeah,
getting
finally.
for events. We're going to be getting Hollow 4 guns now. It's just basically an interactive, or not interactive, just kind of a shader that kind of looks like the ocean. I don't
For
particularly
Solstice, and
care.
apparently they're going to,
Yeah.
for the first time in years, they're actually going to change how Solstice works.
Yeah.
And I say, about damn time. They should do that. They should do the same thing for Festival of the Lost, Dawning, and Guardian Games. Those three, every single event is
Stale.
terrible and needs a significant rework. And whatever they plan for Solstice might actually get me to play Solstice after not playing it for 3 years.
Yep.
I haven't played Solstice in years.
It has not been fun. We got more. I don't know what Bungie's doing with Disney, but we got a lot more Star Wars collaboration coming. We're gonna have fucking lightsabers. We're gonna have. There's already Star Wars armor out now. Some additional Star Wars armor. We're gonna have lightsabers out. We're gonna have fucking blaster pistols out. We got a lot more Disney coming. So Bungie's got that Disney money coming in right now.
Yeah,
Or vice
that's
versa.
where
I don't know how that works, but we got
which
Disney.
tells me leads me to believe that that Disney saw how much Bungie is making money off the Stormtrooper Titan armor and said, "We would like more, please."
Yep. Um,
Like, and which is leading to there is a little bit of controversy about this, by the way. I pretty much kind of started to scroll around Twitter a little bit earlier, and some people are since they are diehard Star Wars fans, they don't really care if this is awesome, but there are some people that are wondering that maybe we're heading towards and the edge known as where's what is the game's identity now? Is Destiny becoming Fortnite now?
yeah, I'd
Or
rather
what
that doesn't
or the
happen.
current problems that Call of Duty is having because a bunch of people are kind of like are kind of sour on all the collab events
I mean,
that are happening
I'll
with
say this: I hate how much this bullshit costs, but if people want to buy skins for this crap, that's fine with me as long as it's not affecting gameplay. And we're not
right
doing
now.
gameplay affected shit. Fine. You want to do skins? That's fine. I just wish it didn't cost so damn much. But as long as gameplay is the same, I don't care if you're running
It,
around looking
it
like a fucking
costs it
moron.
costs it costs more because Disney wants the money. Disney's licensing of Star Wars is expensive, and people need to pay up.
I mean,
If
everybody, all the crossover stuff has been like 60
but
bucks for the
the
full
Disney,
set. They're always expensive.
yeah, but for licensed stuff, it's a lot more expensive than, let's say, the Bungie's own stuff.
Yeah. All right, and then finally we got an event coming up. We got heavy metal coming up on Friday,
Yeah.
and apparently this is something that was also been asked about for years. Apparently the incentive to play heavy metal, we're going to be getting a new vehicle. We just got used to the damn our new vehicles, the
Skimmers.
skimmers, and now we're going to be getting the Griffin, which is the first combat vehicle in Destiny 2 or in Destiny's history that we've got. On top of that, they've indicated that it's got some build crap potential in it. So, yeah, I can't wait to see that. That's coming out on Friday, so that's just 3 days away. So we're gonna be
Basically, we just round out the crew and just
yeah,
and
I'm
we just and we just we just go straight into heavy metal and play through it for shits and giggles.
I'm
Maybe you live
hoping
stream it and maybe you just live stream it at this point.
I'm hoping that this thing is either custom. I hope they have given us some things to really sink our teeth into with this. I'm not saying they need to make a whole new game system, but I'm hoping that this thing is customizable to some degree, or that there's something to where they mentioned some kind of build craft. So it's either going to affect the way we play, or
I
something's going to happen to where either it interacts with our powers, we interact with it, or there's some kind of customization going on. But I don't know what it
I
is.
think
I'm
that
curious.
I think that we just need to slot in some built-in mods for it to do the stasis strand, solar, do all the elemental damage. But if you don't slot any of that stuff, it does kinetic damage. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe you slot in a mod and it changes from Gatling guns to rockets. Because it's not technically, it's the first player owned vehicle that does combat, because
Yeah,
there's always been pikes, there's always been Cabal interceptors, there's the Drake tank.
yeah, yeah.
Now there's going to be a brig in heavy metal, which means leads to me to believe that eventually there's going to be either a raid, a dungeon, a strike where we're going to be piloting a brig,
No, can you imagine
and
if we got
that
our own personal brig? See, that is straight
uh
Warframe right there. Having our own brigs after the Warframe Necromechs. Now we got Destiny 2 brigs. I'm not saying I'd be
oh yeah.
upset with it, but I mean that'd be pretty cool.
I mean,
Um,
but from the Bungie has I think for the heavy metal game mode, they're going to drastically improve the mobility of the Drake tank,
hmm,
so that maybe using the using the Drake tank and the brig will be a bit more snappy or more nimble. Because right now, if you fight against the brig, they do seem very lumbering, very slow, unless they're half health and they start spamming the solar AOE.
that
So I'm
would be
pretty sure for the heavy metal game mode, and eventually for future PvE content, I hope Bungie, please, they're gonna do something spicy with it. At least for like maybe a raid or a dungeon.
I'm hoping that at some point they're just like, what would be nice is there was just some place we could go to just really just let loosen our powers without restrictions. Like some place we can go where enemies are constantly spawning. Like some place where there's forever war going on, or like or even something like a simulator or something. We go in, we just do wave, almost like old school zombies. Like something where we can actually just go in, we go nuts. We don't got to defend any points. We don't got to like protect something like we got to do an onslaught. There's someplace we go in. We keep going after wave of enemies until we just die and cannot res anymore. Something like that. I would really love it. I Warframe and Destiny 2 have got stuff similar to that, but there's always some other point. I had high hopes for onslaught until I saw you had to defend a point, and then I was like, I, I mean that kills me more than the enemies do. To be honest, I really hate when we've got like a wave shooter type thing, or like I think the last game I remember playing that was like that. Um, I want to say it was ODST or it might have been Reach or something. It was
Yeah,
Halo.
I think, if memory serves me right, it's the firefight game mode in
Yeah.
Halo.
And it was just you just take out as many enemies as you can, and you just go as far as you can, and as putting out before you go, you get prizes and shit. I would love to have that, but everything comes out with like some ultra safe where you got to defend this point, so it's not really, a wave shooter. It's you got to defend the point, which I really hate those. So it's a really easy thing to fuck up, and they keep doing it. I just want an actual wave shooter or an actual like wave enemy wave type encounter.
I think that's just an Destiny limitation more than anything, because I'm pretty sure Bungie would love to add that, but they don't know if Destiny as a whole can even handle such a thing.
Well, they need to go into that damn Sony
What they,
money and see if they can expand their hard drives or whatever the fuck they got to do. Because I want that shit. I mean, that could be a whole
that
that could be a whole other streaming game mode right there. Imagine Destiny 2, with COZ zombie or Call of Duty zombie, like old school zombie play type, stuff like that kind of gameplay. I mean, that would be amazing. I mean, going in, seeing how long you survive, you could easily do. People would stream that all the time. You can give out great prizes or great, freaking. Make it something. Make it to where you can earn some awesome skins doing that. Make it to where you can actually like earn skins for your weapons. You can earn skin for your guardians. Make it to where you could earn like fucking the Ikora skin or like Ikora armor set or the Zavala armor set, stuff like that. If we're gonna go in and add in Star Wars, I don't see any reason we can't do stuff like play as Shaxx or like earn Shaxx and skins or stuff like that. That would be pretty cool, and I think that wave shooter type thing would be the perfect way to do it.
I think what they need to do is finally bite the bullet and just drop PlayStation 4 and Xbox at the one Xbox One. They just need to drop it now.
Yeah, I mean they had
In
to
order
do
for
that
that,
with Destiny 1, didn't they? Drop the original Xbox
they
or with Taken
they
King?
for yeah for Rise of
Oh,
Iron they
Rise of Iron, that's right.
dropped yeah for Rise of Iron they dropped PS3 and Xbox 360. You can still play, technically speaking, the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 versions of Destiny 1. It's just that A, there's probably not going to be a lot of people in there, and B, you can only play up until uh, the the April update
Mhm.
of back in the day.
So, yeah, that's something I would like to see. I mean, I doubt it. I've always got great ideas, and we never get to see them. But there've been a lot of missed things here. But the live stream, we got a lot to look forward to. Some this week. And we got 2 months to go, like you said, before we get to start this new saga. I swear, it feels like yesterday that freaking the final shape just came out. Like it really does.
Uh,
Um,
it feels a little bit like that to me, but that's mostly because when the dawning started and I realized and I got screwed over again in the trying to get the buried bloodline in Warlord's Ruin, that kind of knocked me out and kind of like pulled me out of the Destiny brainwashing, if you will.
yeah.
And I immediately ran to other games, then you start realizing, what the fuck are Bungie doing?
Yeah. I mean, I've been playing other games too. I'll still come in and play. I'm going to play after this, actually. But we got a lot of fun stuff to look forward to. I am looking forward to the Year of the Prophecy. I mean, I know we're going to lose a lot of players. I already know that. I'm definitely going to be sticking around. I'm looking forward to new build crafting. I mean, we got so much. Besides new exotics, I mean, we're going to have to rework every single build ever. I mean, we've now got. I mean, first off, I'm still
Basically,
hoping we get the next subclass because there's been a ton of hints about it, but they haven't mentioned anything yet. But besides
at
armor
this
by
po-
itself, go
at,
ahead.
at this point, sorry for interrupting, but at this point, it's kind of safe to assume that don't get your hopes up too much, at least for this particular year. I think for next year, maybe, because right now there isn't any, at least maybe for Renegades, there's something, but but for the Edge of Fate, we're just getting a Morph Ball, and we can use Strand with Dark Matter to suspend at this platforms in place so that you can do other things, more exploration stuff, maybe some other stuff, and maybe some stuff for combat. We don't know. We
Well,
will find out soon.
on that, there is still a card we got to talk about, and that is the Bethesda card. Now, Bethesda recently just released their Oblivion remastered out of the fucking blue, and just got a
Yeah.
lot of points to the community. Not a ton because they've still put the up, but they've got some points to the community. People are talking about the game. They're playing it. I was playing it today. Freaking, Bungie could be trying to pull one of those. It could be something to where they pulled a Bungie and a No Man's Sky or a Hello Games, and they're like, okay, let's do something to where we're going to talk about our normal stuff, but we're going to give the people something else they want too. Here are these hints. I mean, people want this particular subclass, or they want a Six Darkness subclass. Maybe they're working on something like that, and they're keeping it real under wraps. The other reasons I'd say that might be not that things that kind of work against that is that, one, we haven't seen a leak about it. Bungie did come out and say that red subclass I saw. Technically, okay, Astacross was talking about this, and the way he words shit sometimes when it comes out that he's lying is technically true, or he comes back and says he lies about it, but he's bound by an NDA, that's why. But technically speaking,
Yeah.
they told him that the red subclass wasn't a thing. It could be the wording there, but it could still be a subclass, but we would see a leak by now if there was one. I'm hoping that maybe it's just like a really, really well-kept secret, but maybe they're trying to pull a Bethesda card. Maybe they've been working on this for a while. Maybe that's what they're talking about. All these. I mean, it's really hard to and I say hard to imagine, but it feels like that's what they're doing. It is really hard to imagine all these new powers we're getting, and then none of them are subclass. We're getting this. We've been playing with not dark matter, with Taken power all season. Now we're going to be getting dark matter powers. Getting all these new powers and not getting a new subclass is kind of a punch in the face. Work in our actual abilities into the world. They did that with Stranded with the grapple points. Work our actual abilities we already have into the world building, or give us
Yeah.
new abilities that will interact with the world.
Yeah. They're like That's why I don't particularly really. I don't really mind. Though I'm a bit disappointed that we're not getting Taken, but then again, we're also not getting Hex at Hive Wizardry after Season of the Witch,
Yeah.
where we learned Hive magic. We did became literal Hive acolytes
Yeah.
for our Hive god of vengeance, Eris Morn.
Which
So,
also makes me wonder if we got our throne world or not too, because
oh,
technically we
the
killed plenty of
moment,
stuff to get a throne world, and technically speaking, Ghost killed the Witness, so I would say that would probably qualify him for a throne world. So I mean, come on,
the moment Bungie decides to do a at the player housing, that's when people
yeah,
will actually give a shit about the gaming again. It doesn't matter if the story is the same thing over and over and over again, or a story is terrible. But the fact that people can just go into the game and do some hard ball busting activity just so they can get a nice little lamp for their throne world, that's when they'll start getting people to come back into the game in
that's
droves.
what Destiny 2 is. That's what I think that might hit it up right there. There's always a worry that people are going to add in too much random crap to a game that people aren't going to care about. It's just going to weigh down the game. But I think as an MMO, Bungie has always kind of had this love hate
But
relationship with them being an MMO. But I think what's been holding them back is that them not really wanting to dip a toe out, like really wanting to jump in. They've just kind of dipped a toe in the MMO space. I think if they did stuff like player housing and stuff like that, or like some kind of crafting, some kind of like traditional MMO elements, but Destiny-fied, people would probably play a lot more because you'd be surprised how many people play games for those sites. Like people loved the fishing mini game when it came out. There are people in Final Fantasy 14 that just rush through the story. Their entire time they play, they spend money, hundreds of dollars a year to fish in a fantasy MMO game. There are people, my wife and I are both Omnicrafters in Final Fantasy 14. We've got all our skills maxed out, even with the new expansion. I mean, if we had stuff like that in Destiny 2, one, I'm sure we could find ways to make it work. I mean, we've already got weapon crafting, make it to where we can, like, level up skills or find some parts or break down something, or give us, like, housing, like, make it to where when we run a strike or something, there's a chance to, like, drop a housing piece. We don't necessarily need a market. I'm not sure how Destiny would work with an actual in-game market, but it's like farming for an edge or farming for a Fatebringer. You want to farm for a particular couch or a particular TV or something. You farm or a particular raid for it. I mean, I think that could actually work.
yeah, and also if Bungie seems to continue to hinge on the fact that they are at the harp on that they are an MMO, we need to we need to held them to the standard of what an MMO is. And right now, as an MMO, Destiny 2 is found lacking and wanting.
Mm-hmm.
It fails to get a lot of the things that make an MMO an MMO. So if they really want to say we're an MMO, prove it.
Yeah, I think add in some of those MMO elements and start. I don't know. Like, I still think they can bring back some of the old content. We'll see. They're gonna have to reprogram all of it, but at the very least, moving
Uh,
forward, give us some additional MMO elements. And
yeah, and after some things I've been reading on the internet, I don't think Red War's coming back
oh
at
yeah, yeah,
all.
we're not gonna talk about that, but yeah, probably not. But
No,
that
no, that's
is
that's an off-stream
yeah.
type thing.
So that is time. We have talked about the stream. Any final thoughts about what's coming up that has been officially released to us yet?
I am actually surprised. I was not really. My expectations were really low for this. I wasn't really it wasn't really that excited after because I basically after not playing Destiny for like months, I basically came back and basically breezed through the entirety of Heresy, and I wasn't really that hyped about it. Just get to rank 200 and get out. Play. There's other games to play, and now I'm changing my tune. I'm a little bit more excited.
Yeah.
Not I need to see what those blog posts are about. So right now I went from completely negative to now we're back to being cautiously optimistic again,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
something that I haven't felt about Destiny and basically since December of last year.
I'm about the same. I got on for Heresy. I'm trying to get to 200 myself. I've still got about 20 levels to go, so I've been slowly getting there.
Ooh,
But I am definitely looking forward to anything Buildcraft related. I'm looking forward to. I'm really looking forward to the Griffin on Friday. I want to see what. I'm hoping it doesn't disappoint. I'd say my hopes aren't high, but they are. But I want to see what the Griffin can do, what the Buildcraft options
yeah.
for, and then
Should
Armor
we
3.0 are gonna is the other thing I'm looking forward to. Because that's gonna change up every build. Every build's gonna have to be redone. We're gonna have to regrind armor. It's gonna give us a reason. Give me a lot of reasons to replay Destiny again, and a lot of reasons to regrind. Because I think
if
all of our armor is
if
gonna be
memory
tier one.
yeah if memory serves me right, Bungie it does know that there is a pain point with exotic armor, and they might I think they might reintroduce glass needles from D1 so that you can bring up your existing armor to the new armor stat values for of armor 3.0. But most of your armor you might as well trash it at this point.
Well, they said they're gonna
Keep it
try to do something with it to where the stats come in, but regardless, if it's not tier 5, then you're gonna be getting rid of it anyway.
I mean, to be fair, is there I don't think they're gonna do anything with tier five nonsense with exotics. I'm pretty sure by the very nature of it being an exotic, it's gonna be tier five
Yeah, it better be tier
regardless.
5. Well, I mean, that'd be another crazy grind, but yeah, it better be. But that's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you for coming by. Yeah, Hex, thank you again as always, man. I look forward to seeing. We're going to be getting more stuff. I'm hoping Bungie's got something they're
Well,
holding back that's some kind of surprise, but we'll see in the coming weeks.
well, yeah, in the coming weeks of the months and weeks with the whole blog post, if we see something that we're interested, we kind of reconvene and do this all over again.
Mm. All right.
Same way that we did the Into the Light coverage.
All right. Sounds like a plan. All right. Hopping off, everybody. Thank you for coming by, and we are out of here.
And goodbye. Good night.